I guess I might as well hit record, seeing as we're here. So I'm just doing a random battle for a bit. I was waiting for Shell, and I guess I didn't need to wait that long. Oh well. Let's see. I wanted to see if I could get that.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Weird mimic ghost.
That frog with the mask, it's not really a mask. It's just the lower part of its mouth.
Oh.
Its eyes are up there, and its nostrils.
Oh.
I suppose that would be a good defensive mechanism to scare off opponents.
Yeah.
Also has a tiny little tail that it's waggling.
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever seen one of those from behind.
No,
That's different.
I think always from the front.
Makes sense. What an odd duck critter. Okay. I'm just going to defend here. Let's see. I don't know. This is weird. We're starting recording at 11:10 p.m., which is, I'd say, fairly unusual for us. We don't usually do late recordings ever. I don't know. I wanted to do other stuff today, but something about tonight, I was just like, I can't do it. Oh. Oh, because I'd given Chico a buff. That's what happened there. I get it. Oh, we were just
I think this just goes back to where games are fun.
Yeah.
And despite the fact that you play them all the time for your work, it's still something that's also
enjoyable for me.
Intrinsic to your leisure time, too.
Yeah. It's also one of those where it's like, I've been changing my schedule a little bit to fit more multiplayer stuff in, because the audience, that's weirdly dehumanizing. People have responded well to us doing multiplayer stuff more often. I really wanted the dragon. Alright, whatever. Let's see. And so I've been trying to include it more and do more like multiplayer stuff accordingly. I gotta start editing and uploading a lot of it, because that takes a lot of extra effort, but it's also one of those where it's like, we have a billion series on like other games too. Which, like, how do you fit everything in? And that's, I don't have a good answer on that one. I'm still kind of stuck there, where it's just like, there's a billion games. Let's see. We might as well just have him go here for a bit, because I want to get that treasure chest if I can. Oh, that was him attacking me. I was confused for like 2 seconds. Okay. I think I'm still hung up on the idea that this game very potentially is going to be
a long
a
one.
60-hour game.
I really believe that the turn-based combat in and of itself is something that takes up a lot of time.
Yeah, and so like when I was a kid, I loved how long Final Fantasy Tactics was. It gave me something to play for a considerable amount of time. And I still fondly remember playing that game. But I realize that it's absolutely kind of, I don't know if I want to say cursed necessarily, but like, I probably could have played a bunch more games at the time, but then again, I just didn't have access to anything. It is a weird life reversal.
I didn't have access to that many games growing up. I could probably, well, we did have quite a few Nintendo 64 and PC games. And a dozen or so Atari games. But I only ever had 3 games on the Game Boy. And I never went beyond Game Boy, my original Game Boy Pocket games.
I had a decent number of Game Boy games. I think it's because my parents were more willing to buy us Game Boy games because they were cheaper.
I think the only reason why I got away with just having Pokemon Blue and Silver and Ms. Pac-Man. Ms. Pac-Man I didn't play much at all. But Pokemon, it was just an extensive game. Each game was so extensive. And even once you completed the main story, you could still level up, train, breed. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Trade.
Okay, good. I want to get that treasure chest if I can. I was just to finish what I was saying about Game Boy games. My parents would let us buy a bunch because they were cheaper, and we went on a decent number of road trips, so it, you know, it made sense. Get us a Game Boy game, we don't care how long that car ride's going to be. Which mostly works. Personally, I'm still a little surprised your parents let you get too many video games. They don't seem like the type. I guess your dad was kind of back in the time. Whoops.
My dad played video games.
Never mind.
So a lot of the video games that we originally had were his.
Yeah, true. I guess that makes sense.
At least on the PC. And also, they really bought into the educational games.
My parents kind of did. But that fell off really quick because it kind of became apparent that most of them were made for, like, first and second graders. And...
Well, I mean, yeah, I didn't keep playing those past third grade.
You know what? I think my parents shot themselves in the foot again with this one.
What?
So, I've told you how my parents would kind of have this weird mentality where it's like, you already have, you know, blah, blah, blah. You don't need, like, another. And so it'd be like, you already have Pokemon Blue. You don't need Pokemon Crystal, even though they're completely different games.
Right.
But so, from their perspective, we had Reader Rabbit.
I had Reader Rabbit.
1 or 2. I don't remember which. I think we had Reader Rabbit 2. But, you know, the higher the number of Reader Rabbit, it was actually more built for... Oh, boy. There we go.
Typically, those educational games would ramp up in difficulty depending upon the age... Like, the ages that they were specifically aiming for.
Yeah, but it would be like Reader Rabbit 5 was for 5th graders or something like that. Or at least that's what I remember.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Let's see. Do fish count as meat? Nope, they don't. That's dumb. Let's see. But so, because we had Reader Rabbit 2, we didn't need Reader Rabbit anything past that point, because we already had it.
But then it becomes comically easy and you'll never play it again. I mean,
Yeah,
realistically, you wouldn't,
which
regardless. But
amuses the heck out of me, you know, thinking back on it, because, like, I would have actually played a lot more educational games had we had any of the ones that were challenging.
And I think we very swiftly graduated from the educational games because we were already... I loved reading and reading novels and comic books and such. But so many of the games that my father got were, let's see, there was definitely Myst, you know, all the Myst games. There was like a Star Trek Academy or something along those lines where you're actually on a starship and stuff. It was interesting. The old Dune 2000. And
Here, distraction, story time.
Story time already?
Rockfall Valley. I mean, I could have delayed it as much as
Alpha Centauri.
possible, but
Whole bunch of stuff.
I'm bored of playing here.
We could go to the Barrens. My pa said it was safe out there since a witch took out all the bandits.
Nah, that's boring too. I got it. Let's go play in the old mansion on the hill.
Huh? The Old Lot Mansion? That place is haunted.
Oh, come on. No one's been in the mansion since the old lady Lot died. Probably all sorts of cool things in there.
There's a reason no one goes in there.
Ah, you're just chicken.
I'm not a chicken. You're a turkey.
What is that even?
You thinking what I'm thinking? You want to meddle.
Were you there for the conversation about Centaur organ?
Yes, I was the one that initiated it.
Okay.
Why?
I was just trying to remember who I had that conversation with.
With moi. Wow. This place really is haunted.
Heck yeah, it is.
Peony, do you feel that?
Uh-huh.
It's coming from upstairs.
Okay. Wait.
So, how much you want to bet that upstairs is Old Lady Lot? Also, I think I can hear myself.
It's probably one of those two knobs turned a little bit too much.
Oh.
Yeah.
You need to tape them down.
Well, we needed some kind of covering. More than that. Do I have any electric summons? I don't think so. Yeah, we haven't found any electric anybody's. Well, these ones are probably fine. Starts battle.
So where were we? Old games. And I mean, I did pick up some of the old, like, Detective Barbie and horseback riding Barbie game and Nancy Drew. A couple Nancy Drew games. Oddly enough, I've never finished them. Okay, I finished one of the 3 that I had.
It's surprisingly difficult to, like, finish games.
Well,
Oh,
so,
that was the Phoenix. Whatever.
So the weird thing about the Nancy Drew games was that aside from dealing with things in the environment, you know, you would find objects or items or interact with different puzzles. But there was also another element where you had to talk with, you know, suspicious individuals or witnesses and such. And sometimes they would only come around at certain times of day, or they'd only be receptive to questioning if you asked them just the right thing or had just the right item on hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I had gotten stuck in 1 or 2 of them sheerly because of the time element and then also what I had been able to acquire.
Yeah, a lot of old adventure games got real frustrating in that way. I've never completed any of the King's Quest games.
Which one?
King's Quest?
King's Quest.
Yeah. Those were like primo adventure games. They were the adventure game for years. And there were a bunch of them. But yeah, I just, you know, never finished them. Never really got the chance. They were just too long and too esoteric. I was having this problem when I was playing There Is No Game recently, where I didn't feel clever with a lot of the solutions. I just felt like I was discovering whatever the intended solution was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you ever have that problem when you play a puzzle game? Oh, hello.
Uh-oh. Oh, and these ones don't have the curse above them, so we can actually see what they look like.
Yeah. Kind of weird goop ladies. Hey.
Well, they're supposed to be damp ears, so one would assume that they're vampires or half vampires. Damp ears are half vampires, right?
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't really know how you get a half vampire. Is it when the woman is human, but she has the baby via like normal human means of reproduction, but her partner is a vampire? Or is it when the woman is made into a vampire while pregnant?
That's called the Cullen?
Wait, what? Hey, you.
Ah. I do not know much about the plot of Twilight, but I know
I
it
don't
is
either. I only
incredibly
watched the
cursed.
first one when it was on Netflix at one point.
Let's see. I don't know why I'm giving her envy, now that I'm thinking about it. Whatever. Let's see.
The other okay, so these are my...
Oh.
The other option would be... Oh, no, that can't happen. A female vampire would not be able to carry a half-human baby. I think they'd be considered undead, and it just wouldn't work.
Well, I mean, there's no rules here.
Yeah.
Depending on the smut that you're reading. What the hell was that? That was a new one. Ooh, okay, it's Arawantis. We just got blasted by a thing. Oh well, go with it.
I don't know. I should look up what the explanations for Dampier are in. There's definitely been Dampier in like Dungeons and Dragons and Pathfinder and other things.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to say like Blade got into it as well, because
wasn't he half vampire?
He was a daywalker.
But that was because he was half vampire.
Probably.
But you know, I've
only
watched,
ever seen Blade 1.
I watched, I believe, all three of them once again on Netflix when they were available on Netflix. But yeah, you know, I actually forget.
I only
how he
remember
was a vampire.
watching any of Blade when I was in a hotel at a convention. And it was one of those where it was on at like 11, and so we watched the entirety of Blade, and then started watching Blade 2, but it was just super dark, so we didn't, or it was super dark. It was super late, so we didn't want to watch anymore. Went to bed, woke back up again, and Blade 2 was on at the exact moment that we had left off, and it was very confusing because it made no sense.
It's interesting because I'm wondering, was the first time that I had ever seen Blade actually in the animated Spider-Man television series?
Oh, right. He was in that.
I think he was. By the later season, I think they had just started having cameo appearances of... I think that was pretty much all of the Marvel heroes in their 80s attire.
Yeah. I mean, crossovers are lazy, easy content that you can just do.
And when they have over 100 characters, yeah,
you just mosh them together. I love the idea of a crossover, but 90% of the time the execution is just like, and this is a throwaway episode because it's filler by default.
Oh, wait, what? The succubus! Well, Peony, this confirms it. You're the one following trouble around wherever it goes. Thanks. That wasn't a compliment. What's this now? The little witch has come to play with me.
I don't like her face. Her lips are just too...
Well, also, she has no eyes.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
It must be my lucky day. Where is the satyr stone? And the one you call Isuza. Wait, did I say Isuza rather than Izusa? Isn't that the other way around? I think so. Yeah, that too. I'm afraid you're too late, ladies. The satyr stone has already been delivered to Kikan. Izusa was taken to the... has taken the basilisk. There's another emerald?
Yeah, there's the basilisk stone and then emerald? I don't know.
Well, there's the satyr one, and now
satyr
they have
stone,
basilisk.
Yeah.
Izusa has taken the basilisk emerald to Smaragdin? Smaragdin?
Smaragdin.
Okay. to Smaragdin to deliver the stone personally. Keegan, you know where he is? He's usually in the mountains west of Obadin. Why are you giving this information so freely? Well, it's not like you're leaving here alive.
Well, there we go. Come at me. Oh, no, that's not at me. Come at me. Hit me so that I may hit you. Don't do that. Well, she's got a lot of HP, but it's not too much.
This is an awkward setup for a bedroom. Why
Yep.
in a bedroom would you just have a giant bed,
And a bunch
A whole
of dining
procession
tables?
hallway? And yeah, dining tables.
Maybe she just... Wait, but that's not even like a double bed. That's just two beds next to each other.
Wait, what? It looked like a queen. What are you talking about?
No. Here,
When you go back.
yeah.
Oops, sorry, I touched the mic a little bit.
There we go. What? Stop.
Here, just I'll see it later in the battle.
It's
Can you
not
s-
letting
can you-
me
Can you pause?
move the camera. All right. Well, this is stupid. Can I use arrows? No. Actually, now this is just a problem. Okay, so the game just like totally locked up on us. We're just gonna continue. So I was messing with the files for this, and we were talking about how long this game is and how long the combat is. If it ever gets to the point where we really just want to complete the story and we don't care about the battles, I can mess with the files to give us level 999 squirrels,
Hey,
which,
you cheat.
I mean, Shell, question is, cheating? Finishing the series. I'm not saying that this has to happen, but if there is a certain point where we've checked out a little bit, it is an option. Because I would much rather cheat than have a game go on the infinite backlog of games that I need to go back to. You know, what is it? Fell Seal, Arbiter's Mark. Hey! Well, that's slightly better RNG. Fell Seal, Arbiter's Mark, which we've never finished. This game. What are some other ones? Wargroove.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just too many games and they're not short, and so it's kind of difficult to fit in all of them. So it's like, yeah, after a certain point, I actually would prefer to just hacks up the... Oops, nope, that's her.
Who are you gonna use to get the
Card?
card?
I'll have to do it on the next round, unless one of these guys yoinks it, but I don't think they will. They're not supposed to. Let's see. But so, like, I get that it's not exactly kosher to do this sort of thing, but from my perspective, it is so much easier, I guess, if I have that option instead of just canceling a series outright. Hi, we got the Mimic Doll, which somebody said was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, how would you propose... Oh, hey. Convenient. Have barrier. How would you propose finishing series that are just too long?
You see, that's the problem. I know that when you were playing Ghost of Tsushima, you were doing a lot off stream and off recording.
Because I was trying to
But then-
only record the important bits, but even then, I was at the...
You're still spending the time.
Yeah, I'm still spending the time, and that's the brutal part for me, is just that, like... There is that time element that I can't get around in, like, 90% of games. No
Can
matter...
we get back to the game at hand, though?
Hmm?
Can we get back to the game at
I
hand,
mean, I
though?
guess. For a bit.
Have you ever been in a haunted house, like, experience?
Not
Oddly,
exactly. I've been to the Winchester Mansion.
What's the Winchester Mansion?
It was the crazy mansion down in California made by a lady who was, like, extremely mentally unsound. And so, like, all the angles are weird and the stairs are, like, super short ramps because...
Really?
So effectively, I think her husband died, leaving her a ton of money. And she felt like she was super cursed because... you know, her husband, her family had created the Winchester rifles, which had been, like, the primary gun for World War I, or at least from the U.S. side, or... I don't remember exactly, but effectively, this lady was actually insane. And living maybe alone, but also, like, building the mansion as she went with crazy money that she could... Oh, they're
So she could make anything
charmed.
she wanted and it ended up being nonsensical and incohesive?
Yeah. Oh.
Interesting.
Uh-oh. Charm Curse. Mind control target unit to fight on your side.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I can get these boys back.
Yeah, that's what Succubi do.
Well.
They charm people.
Oh.
Wait, did Chico defend the enemy?
That's different. Alright, this worked out, sort of. Yeah, so Chico defended my squirrel. This is a bit nutty.
Even though your squirrel is an attack squirrel for the succubus.
Yeah, like I said, it's a bit nutty.
Nutty. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I've been in plenty of old mansions and houses, but I suppose never any that were...
Strictly haunted.
Well, I mean, I don't really believe in hauntings in the first place. But I suppose ones that would be marketed as a haunted place. I suppose what I meant was not so much quote-unquote real haunted houses, but haunted houses as in for Halloween.
Oh. I mean, I put one together for my high school, and we went into the one haunted-ish house for... Let's just build a damp here. Just leave nothing left if I can. Let's see. We went into that one kind of haunted house, maze, whatever, with that haunted hayride we did years ago.
Oh yeah, the one that I took you to? That's the one that we would go to every single year when we were kids.
Holy crap, she's got some shields. Oh, I got him back.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's a good thing, I guess, that I didn't try and murder him. Let's see, who needs some HP?
I do admit, though, those mazes and Halloween haunted houses become a little less exciting when you're older and you know that everyone's just a person in a costume.
Yeah.
It's still, you still get some jump scares, though.
Okay, not exactly in the same vein. I broke something once at the Universal haunted maze.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so I was at Universal, like, Studios down in California, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like the theme park. And they had these things that would jump out at you.
Oh, okay. So did you smack one?
Yeah. So it jumped out at me, and I reacted. But the problem is, they weren't supposed to do this. These, I think, were manually controlled by a person. But they're not supposed to, like, get close to you.
Right.
And they did. And got within arm's reach. So what ends up happening is, like, yeah, I have this thing coming at me, like, within arm's reach. So I hit it. Because I was spooked.
Mm-hmm.
And it just broke. And there was a guy on the other side. And he just...
How did it break? What was it made out of?
Oh, gosh. I think it was just, like, plastic and, like, aluminum. And I bent the aluminum.
Oh. Interesting.
And, yeah, I I just felt bad because, you know, I don't want to... I don't want to, like, break the theme park, but what was... Not what was I supposed to do necessarily, but...
My friends and I were in middle school, maybe early middle school or late elementary. I forget which. But we went into the maze that was at that haunted hayride place that I had taken you to.
Yeah.
And we were small kids and scared. And so maybe
poison hurts her.
Ooh. Yeah, maybe we were in elementary school. And so I think up to a certain age you had to be accompanied by an adult. So my friend's dad came in with us. And he was at the front of our little group and, you know, traveled through the maze. But what I hated about this hayride place is that they love having these bloody zombie guys with chainsaws.
Mm-hmm.
And the chainsaws don't actually have the blades on them, but they still make the very loud noises, and it's frightening. But we had specifically gone into the maze when we knew that one of the chainsaw guys wasn't present, because we did not like those chainsaws. And sure enough, we were midway through the maze, and this chainsaw guy comes around a corner and accidentally jabs my friend's dad in the leg.
Yep.
Granted, there was no blade or anything on it, but it still hurt.
Mm-hmm.
They had a stern talking to. The guy was profusely apologetic, and it was one of those things where I think they cut them out of the maze from then on. The stone. It's from the mountains near Obadon.
How can you tell?
My clan passed through there. Passed through there once. Some of my people found an abandoned mine out there. We made jewelry out of some of the odd stones we found inside. I have not seen stones like this since.
How convenient.
Keegan! Could the mine be the Syndicate hideout? It's worth a look. If we're right, then that's where we'll find the Prince... Is it Paolo-chan?
Palicon.
Well, I thought it was... Wasn't the other dude Prince, like, Peachon?
Or Pecan.
Peachon?
Peachon?
Pecan?
It might be like pigeon. Palajon? Palajon?
Palicon? Is that
Yeah, I don't know.
Palicon?
I don't know.
Paolo-chan.
Hello, Sean.
Paolo-chan.
His name is Sean. Pal of Sean.
That's where we'll find Prince Paolo-chan in the Satyr Stone. I know it's out of the way, but I would like to travel to Smaragdin as well. To go after Izusa. If I make some more repairs and a few modifications, my bike should be able to get there.
Hey, there we go. So now we can actually change equipment.
I was in the midst of telling a story, but did we kill Miranda, or did she disappear and go elsewhere?
I think we might have killed her.
Oh. So she was just collecting these stones. But at Keegan's behest? Interesting.
Possibly. Okay, next up. Well, I guess we might as well do the Obadon one next.
Well, what story?
But
unless all these stories
all of these are story. So this game does a bunch of disconnected story bits, which I actually really like. I think it's a cool way of handling it.
Oh, that's what they are, the Mimic Doll.
Yeah. So it's arcane, blinks. Let's see, does range. Mimics any magical non-leader unit. It assists or kills.
It can survive fatal damage once.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Sorrowful creatures with no sense of self-worth. They long to be anything other than what they are. It said that they were born from the souls of neglected children. Oof. So they're like changelings.
Bringing my weird creep child. And the Whelpling. Alright. That should be a good combo. Let's see. Okay. Well, the thing is, since we're not actually streaming this, we can do a weird thing
What?
that we almost never do,
What?
which is... This is a good stopping point. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time. How often do we do outros? Only for episode 1.
I can't believe that was 30 minutes.
That was 30 minutes.
All we were doing was talking about
Yeah?
creepy
That's what
Halloween
happens.
houses.
That's what happens.